Hello and welcome to today's reflection. And I've been reading Matthew chapter 28, verses 1 to 15. And this is the account of the resurrection in Matthew's Gospel. After the Sabbath, at dawn on the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to look at the tomb. There was a violent earthquake, for an angel of the Lord came down from heaven and, going to the tomb, rolled back the stone and sat on it. His appearance was like lightning, and his clothes were white as snow. The guards were so afraid of him that they shook and became like dead men. The angel said to the women, "Do not be afraid, for I know that you are looking for Jesus, who was crucified. He is not here, he has risen, just as he said. Come and see the place where he lay. Then go quickly and tell the disciples. He has risen from the dead and is going ahead of you into Galilee. There you will see him. Now I have told you." So the women hurried away from the tomb, afraid yet filled with joy, and ran to tell his disciples. Suddenly Jesus met them. "Greetings," he said. They came to him, clasped his feet, and worshipped him. Then Jesus said to them, "Do not be afraid. Go and tell my brothers to go to Galilee. There they will see me." While the women were on their way, some of the guards went into the city and reported to the chief priests everything that had happened. When the chief priests had met with the elders and devised a plan, they gave the soldiers a large sum of money, telling them, "You are to say, 'His disciples came during the night and stole him away while we were asleep.' If this report gets to the governor, we will satisfy him and keep you out of trouble." So the soldiers took the money and did as they were instructed. And this story has been widely circulated among the Jews to this very day. So we get a lot for our money in Matthew's account, don't we? Some differences with other gospel accounts, notably the earthquake. There was a violent earthquake, for an angel of the Lord came down from heaven. We've got two women, haven't we, in this account? Mary Magdalene and the other Mary. She's different in other accounts. And what particularly draws me with this is chapters, verses 11 to 15, the final few verses regarding the guards, the ones who've been minding the body, if you like. Jesus was a person of interest, evidently, to the powers that be. So these hapless guards had been guarding the body of Jesus, were there to look over it. And of course, it didn't look great for them, did it? Because the body was gone. It was gone, of course, because Jesus was resurrected. But when the guards went to the chief priests then met with the elders and came up with a plan. And it's kind of what we come across a lot these days. Maybe it's timeless, really, in human history, trying to manage the truth, trying to create a truth. So when the chief priests had met with the elders, they basically gave the soldiers, the guards, money to say that the reason the body's gone is because while we were asleep, the disciples came and stole the body. Of course, it doesn't stand up very well on its own terms, does it? Because if they'd been asleep, because they wouldn't have known that the disciples had come, really, and stolen the body, would they? So it's a rocky sort of line to take, isn't it? And so the guards are willing to be paid off. It keeps them out of trouble with the governor. with the powers that be. Can't be accused of this, that, and the other, because so it's a story that they're happy to go along with it. They took the money and did as they're being instructed. And so the truth of the situation was distorted for pragmatic sort of political considerations. And that might resonate with us, really, as history has played its course over the centuries. But of course, this for us as Christians is the central core, isn't it, of our faith, the resurrection. And these few verses on the guards being bought off to tell this story is interesting, isn't it? So there we are, the account of the resurrection in Matthew's Gospel. Thank you.